Welcome back. Buckeye fans just can't get enough news on their OSU players. It's been a great year for sports success stories, of course. And joining us to talk about that today, Wade Meyer from Inviting Conversations and Frank Moskowitz, the founder and publisher of Buckeye Sports Bulletin. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You know, Wade, we talk a lot about your blog, Inviting Conversations, and you want people to spark interesting conversations. Obviously, Buckeye news is a big conversation in Ohio.
I grew up on the East Coast, where for college sports, the only thing that I can remember growing up was one pass in 1984 by Doug Flutie. Other than that, it was all professional sports. So when I came to Ohio, I was overwhelmed at how intensely the people here are into Buckeye sports. And it's taken me about 20 years to really get into it, but it's wonderful. The excitement that they generate, the passion, it's very uplifting. It's very awesome.
And Frank, this is your 29th year for the
Correct.
Buckeye Sports Bulletin. Tell us why you started it way back a long time ago.
Well, it's for a funny reason. I was with a predecessor of ours, the old Buckeye Leaves, and they were getting ready to go out of business and take my job with it. And that's how we started Buckeye Sports Bulletin.
Can you tell me a little more about the newspaper? If somebody's watching, they may not be familiar with it, how often it comes, what to expect when you read it?
We're a newspaper that exclusively covers Ohio State sports. We cover all Ohio State sports, although obviously most people are interested in football and basketball in particular. The paper comes out 28 times a year. We're weekly in football and basketball season, and every other week, part of the year, and monthly other parts of the year, depending on the Ohio State sports schedule. And we mail the paper. We have subscribers in all 50 states and about 15 foreign countries.
And 30,000
Subscribers, correct.
members? Wow, that's just huge. I'm sure that's grown over the years, but loyal fan base.
Absolutely, and we're the largest circulation paper of our kind in the country. There were at one point about 57 papers like ours, but that number has dwindled over the last 10 years or so to closer to 25. And they're at the big sports schools. Michigan, Notre Dame, Florida all have vibrant papers like ours. I
was going to say, but probably not all universities could support a paper like
this.
No,
absolutely
not. How are Buckeye
not.
fans unique in that they just can't get enough news?
Well, I think for a paper like ours to subscribe, one, you have to have an interested fan base, which obviously Ohio State does. But I think it also helps to have a far-flung fan base because, for instance, here in Columbus, there's not as great a need for people to read Buckeye Sports Bulletin because they get the news from other sources. But if you're a Buckeye, and you mentioned Oklahoma, for instance, there just isn't an outlet for Ohio State sports news, but you are connected to your university, your team, you want to read about them, and that's when Buckeye Sports Bulletin becomes an important part of people's lives. And that's why I think a school that has an alumni base all across the country, a paper like ours does better there.
And you know, it's been a great year for you to cover with the Rose Bowl, with the Big Ten, the basketball.
Absolutely. It's a lot more fun when your teams are winning. There's no question. And it's also better for business. Our business definitely goes up and down, both in terms of circulation and advertising when the team is winning. And this has been a kind of an unprecedented era in Ohio State sports in terms of team success in football, basketball, women's basketball, and everybody loves a winner.
Well, and you said you cover all sports.
Yes,
so
that's
are there
correct.
some stories maybe that people, that it's not on the top of their radar, but maybe there are some unique sports stories that you guys have covered?
Absolutely. And when you start to get down to what we call the Olympic sports, we never refer to them as minor sports or non-revenue sports. We find that kind of degrading to those sports because those athletes work just as hard as football and basketball players, and we feel they deserve the attention. But you are looking for special stories because the average reader is not going to read about the pistol and rifle team unless there's something compelling there for them to read about.
How much is the paper?
It's $74.95 a year for the 28 issues. It comes by mail, and it is available in some places on newsstand, but we're really primarily a subscription publication.
Well, terrific. And Wade, you know, we talked about this as such a big topic, but you can talk about deep things that a lot of things are on your blog that kind of get you to think. But also, I've seen, particularly some men that I know, have very long conversations about anything to do with with Buckeye Sports.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and again, it breeds good conversation because a lot of times athletics is more than just about the sport itself. It's about teamwork and healthy competition and the ability to work together and grow through that sport. You see these commercials where they say, you know, a certain percentage of people who participate in college sports will never go pro. That's not as important as the incredible experience, the lifelong experiences that these people get from participating in these sports.
And the bond that we all share
Absolutely.
when we like to watch them perform. Yes. Wade Meyer, Frank Moskowitz, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
And to learn more about Inviting Conversations, just go to invitingconversations.com. To sign up for the Buckeye Sports Bulletin, go to buckeyesports.com. Stay with us, more Ohio and Company is ahead.